Some on the left tried to justify the students' actions by accusing Bennett of inciting the violence or saying she deserved it because she holds, quote, extreme minority views. It should be said that there's no justification for violence of any type of assault, even if you disagree with the points being made. To help us clear this whole situation up, I want to bring on Kaitlin Bennett herself and really get the whole situation of what happened. So Kaitlin, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We showed that video before. Kind of a violent situation broke out. So I just want to start by asking you, why were you at the campus of Ohio University?
I was there to basically film a President's Day trivia question for my channel, Liberty Hangout on YouTube. We were asking very simple questions like, who were the first 3 presidents? Who was the president that got stuck in the White House bathtub? Very fun, lighthearted interview. And quickly after people realized I was there, it only took about, I would say, 30 minutes for hundreds of students to form, and then they started throwing stuff at my head.
And I did see one of the videos. One of them, I think, was asking an individual who the first 3 presidents were. It was questions like that that you did post yourself from your account. What kind of sparked this type of outrage? I mean, because we look at that video, and it seems as if there's tens, if not hundreds, of individuals that kind of came down and were kind of surrounding you, both indoors in areas and following you outside. Was there anything that prompted that situation, or was it just kind of a slow type of growth?
I don't know if there's anything that prompted that situation besides their derangement and their hatred for me. I didn't say anything extreme. I didn't even provoke anything. It was just me asking Trivia Day questions. But because Twitter lies about me and people lie about my beliefs and the things I say, they like to clip up my YouTube, a 20-minute YouTube video, and put a 2-minute clip out there lying about things I believe in. Those people believe it. They hate me and did that because Twitter told them to.
And you know, I do kind of want to build on that a little bit and give you a chance to respond, because I know that a lot of people will say, for example, you were a correspondent at InfoWars in the past. And to your point, too, I have seen edited clips where they'll sometimes take things that you said out of context. But it seems that you've since moved on to this issue of gun advocacy in particular. Can you just talk a little bit about that transition and kind of respond to those critics as well?
Yeah, so I had a lot of doors open for me after my graduation photo went viral, and I'm a capitalist. I'm an opportunity seizer. I love looking at the opportunities I'm presented with and going full force with them. So when people started reaching out and saying, you know, we want to sponsor your work, we think you're great. I had been making YouTube videos and Facebook videos way before my graduation photo went viral, but I started really catching on and knowing what to do on YouTube right after my graduation photo went viral, and we gained almost 400,000 subscribers on YouTube within a year of me making videos full time. So I just seized the opportunity, and I closed some doors in the past and I let other ones open for me. And I'm very grateful and proud of myself.
Absolutely. And, you know, to that point, too, I feel like we covered the bad things right now. I mean, we showed that video that we showed before, but over the past 24 hours, I've also seen a lot of support for you as well. I mean, you've gained a lot of followers on social media. I've seen a lot of, especially those on the right, conservatives, kind of come to your defense. Even some of your critics actually say no matter what your political perspective is, violence or what we saw at Ohio University is never the answer. So can you speak a little bit about the words of support that you've received as well?
Thank you so much for bringing that up. You're the first person to bring up the support I received. It's actually very wholesome and awesome to talk about it. I've had people in the past who don't want to associate with me or really don't stand up for me come to my defense. And I say to everybody who is like that, thank you. Thank you for standing against violence. I would never, ever engage in any type of violence or support violence against anybody. I have a clean track record of never being violent towards anyone. And I just have to say thank you to everybody who is supporting me, whether it's through my Patreon, whether it's through following me, whether it's through subscribing to my channel, or even just sending out a word of encouragement. It's great. Sometimes it seems like the hate outweighs the support, but I know that for every single person that watches this, one person agrees, there's 10 others behind them that disagree with violence, and that's good to know.
No, and I think that it's one of those times, too, where we have to remember that social media isn't necessarily real life. A lot of the things that you see on it don't reflect the individual, let alone what the people necessarily think about that individual. But I want to talk about your friend Joel in that video as well really quickly. He was the African-American man that you were with, and a lot of racist tropes were thrown at him. I mean, I didn't get to see the whole kind of thing break down, but for example, I saw him be called a token black friend, things like that. Can you just kind of speak about Joel and who he is and kind of what he faced there?
Joel is an amazing person. He has become one of my closest and most genuine friends within the last year. I'm so thankful to have him by my side, and maybe you guys could interview him as well later on to get his perception. But a lot of people were actually really mad at him for even being there with me. People accused him of being paid to wear Trump attire, being paid to have conservative opinions. The left says that they are the party for minorities and diversity, but when a person of color steps out of that circle of diversity they have for them and what the mold is for an African American, they really show their true colors about how they feel. Joe Patrick is so strong, though. He deals with this and he takes it in such an amazing way. It does not get him down. He flips it, turns it into satire, turns it into a way to expose them. He is such a strong person, and I'm so thankful he was there with me that day, along with my 100-foot bodyguard that was there. I want to give him a shout out too. If it weren't for him, I truly do believe that I would have been hurt that day, a lot worse than I was.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to see that you're safe, that Joel's safe as well as your bodyguard as well. He did put himself in a dangerous situation. But Kaitlin Bennett, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, showing your perspective of this whole situation. Once again, I'm glad to see you're safe, and thank you for coming on.